I'm Brandon Herring. We'll have more on those stories in just a moment. I'm Brandon Herring. We are following some breaking news this morning as Lumberton police investigating a kidnapping that happened this morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm Brandon Herring. We are taking just a few minutes out of regular programming this morning for a breaking news update on Tropical Storm Michael. We are tracking the storm as it makes its way through the Carolinas. And right now, let's check in with Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Amanda Hawley with the very latest on Michael. Also known as Thursday, if you weren't keeping up. Let's go ahead and take a look outside at Little River. I was glad you were talking so I could be eating.
Lean back, double knee, down,
Oh dear, now
drag, double knee.
this is exactly where the Country Music Fest kicked off last night. We put him on the spot. We made him play for us this morning. We begin this noon with breaking news. One person is dead after a crash in Georgetown County. The Georgetown County coroner says someone from his office was called to the crash site. The IRS estimates more than 70% of people will be getting some sort of tax return. Still not sure I quite understand, but I do understand that it is going to be hot today.
It's going to be hot,
and it's going to feel even hotter.
That's correct.
I'll actually take you this way. You can see down here just a few tree limbs. I'm going to ask this lady here if she is still without power. Do you guys have power at this point? No power. It's been out for about an hour? Does that sound right? Okay, yeah, so he's confirming there that there's no power here. And the damage didn't just stop here with this awning. If you'll follow me around the corner here, I'll show you. The wind here in Myrtle Beach isn't coming from the ocean this way. It's actually coming from mainland toward the ocean. And if we pan up here to the palmetto trees, hey Patsy, well so far so good. They've had a really good turnout here at this blood drive in Myrtle Beach. You can see back here. And they also have today some t-shirts, these long sleeve special edition winter t-shirts. Programming again this afternoon for a breaking news update. Right now we are expecting officials in the Florence County area to hold a press conference to update us on that deadly officer-involved shooting. Thank you for joining us for local coverage you can count on. I'm Brandon Herring, in for Patsy Kelly today. New at noon, we have more details about a death on a road in Little River this morning. The Highway Patrol tells us a car hit someone walking on Highway 9. That happened a little before 6 o'clock this morning on Highway 9 between Highway 57 and Highway 31. The Highway Patrol says the person hit was walking in the left southbound lane. The coroner's office has not yet released the name of the person who died. Also new at noon, Lumberton police are looking for the person you see here who robbed a gas station with a gun this morning. Investigators say this man took money and also stole the store clerk's personal car. It's a 2005 Burgundy Ford 500 with a North Carolina tag BJP 5764. Police say it happened at around 5 a.m. at the Minuteman at the intersection of Roberts Avenue and Elizabethtown Road. No one was hurt during the robbery. Anyone with information should call Lumberton Police. Conway police seized 450 grams of marijuana from a home. They posted this picture to their Facebook page. Well, according to officials, police searched a home on Collins Park Street January 11th. 2 people were charged. You can read more about this case at WBTW.com. Plans are moving forward for a large adult living apartment complex in Myrtle Beach. Yesterday afternoon, the city's Community Appearance Board approved a request for a final review of the 50,000 square foot retreat at Coastal Grand, as it's called. It would go across from Coastal Grand Mall off of Seaboard Street. The developer still needs to submit full construction plans for a review. News 13 and the American Red Cross would like to thank everyone who took time yesterday and donated blood. 95 units of blood were collected at Coastal Grand Mall in Myrtle Beach, and 33 units were collected at Magnolia Mall in Florence. Blood drive organizers are encouraged by the number of units taken because the need for blood right now is critical.
We have yes today.
And again, that was yesterday when we spoke to Meg Heath. News 13 and the American Red Cross team up several times a year to host blood drives. The next one is scheduled for June. Some of your food could be unsafe to eat, and the government shutdown might be to blame. The FDA stopped some routine food inspections when the shutdown started, and safety advocates are a little concerned. So they suggest staying away from prepackaged fresh foods like salads or sandwiches. Also, they say stick to things that you can cook yourself and make sure to wash and rinse all of your produce properly. Some employees have since been brought back to do some high-risk safety inspections. Darlington County Police want this man on kidnapping and assault charges. Police say last Wednesday, Edward Agbo held a woman against her will and hit her with a board when he tried to leave. Authorities say she eventually managed to get away and flag down a police officer. Anyone with information about Agbo is asked to call the Darlington Police Department or 911. We've posted his picture and more information about the case at WBTW.com. And News 13 was able to get photos of the Horry County Sheriff's Office van in which 2 women drowned last September. The pictures from South Carolina DNR show the van during and after it sank in floodwaters caused by Hurricane Florence in Marion County. 2 women inside the van, Nicolette Green and Wendy Newton, drowned. The women were mental health patients being transported to the PD. Deputy Stephen Flood, who drove the van, and Deputy Joshua Bishop, who was in the passenger seat, were later fired. Earlier this month, charges were brought against both men. The incident also led to a bill filed in the State House regarding the transport of mental health patients. You can read about the charges and that legislation at WBTW.com. Tomorrow, thousands are expected to walk in the Women's March in cities across America. This is the 3rd year for the event. Organizers say they are resisting Trump administration policies and building power, they say. The Women's March on Raleigh is scheduled for January 26th instead. Well, still to come, find out how the recent cold weather is endangering sea turtles. And after the break, we'll tell you about a new diet that aims to keep us healthy and the planet happy. But first, this is a live look over Little River. You're watching News 13 at noon, local coverage you can count on.